Banks hate charge-offs and collections. And for this reason, I'm going to encourage you to always negotiate with banks, but you have to do it in a timely fashion. You can still get instantly approved from a card for a card from a bank that you just recently were drowning in debt with. But it's all about strategy and timing and understanding psychology of financial institutions. So I'm going to break that down in a quick client testimonial that I experienced recently, bringing you the knowledge that I experience on a day-to-day basis with my clients in the branch that I work at. And the reason I'm bringing this to you is because many of you have experienced in the past or know somebody now or may yourself now be in a rough spot with credit card balances or other forms of debt, and you still need access to capital and resources. So what I want to explain to you is a really simple but powerful story on how proper negotiation and doing it in a timely fashion can still lead you to great results in a short window of time. So I had a client recently, uh, basically a woman who came in and made it clear that she was looking to get access to a new credit card. She had been banking with the institution I'm working for quite some time already. She had broken down to me that she had run into some hardship and had two credit cards already and was in a position where she had lost her income and could no longer afford to pay on those cards or pay them off as originally set up. So that client explained to me that this all went down less than a year ago. And she's turning around telling me that she wants to apply for a new card, and she's breaking down all the features she's looking for, the reason she's looking for the card. And I'm like, that's all well and good. It's great that you have good context on what you're looking for. It sounds like you've been doing some research. She was asking, some slight underwriting questions that let me know or informed me that she had been doing her research or had some decent experience around this arena of applying for credit cards, which is helpful. But I am sitting there thinking, well, if you just recently went through a significant hardship where you could not afford to cover the credit card debt that you had created with this same financial institution, why are you so optimistic that you're going to have a shot at it now? And so she explained to me that this was less than a year ago, but she contacted this financial institution that I'm working for and negotiated new terms on that card prior to missing any payments on the card. She contacted the lender, let them know that she lost lost her source of income. She was in a financially rough spot and that she could not afford to pay under the current terms. The credit card lender turned around in turn and decided to close the accounts out. So they revoked the cards from her, but they turned the cards into basically fixed installment loans with low interest rates. This turned around and allowed her, with whatever income source she had or support she had, to continue her payment history flawlessly to pay the cards off because she was no longer dealing with variable income, variable credit card rates. She was no longer dealing with these ever-growing minimum payments that were just interest and not chipping away at the principal. She now had a fixed debt with a very simple low interest rate that allowed her to pay the card off. So she paid the card off somewhere between the last 6 and 9 months ago. No missed payments. And now the bank has gotten their money back in full. They didn't earn all of the interest and interchange fees they once were. But now they're in a scenario where they're being told firsthand by the borrower, listen, I can't afford to pay this anymore at this level. So now the bank has a decision to make. We can turn around and continue to stick this card holder with the same terms that they're telling us they can no longer manage and mess around and have this debt charged off or have to sell it off as a collection at pennies on the dollar. You have to keep in mind, many of us don't think about it because we're so busy being victims in the situation. Charge-offs and collections mean that the bank has took a nearly all or complete all-out loss. A charge-off is essentially going to be a scenario where they didn't get much of the money or hardly any of the money back, and they had to write it off on their books. Collection means they sold the debt off for pennies on the dollar. So when a borrower goes to the bank or the lender and says, hey, listen, before I start to default and fall behind on payments or completely walk away from this, I'm letting you know my situation's changed and I can no longer afford this debt. The lender has a choice to say, okay, cool. We have an opportunity right now to get back our principal and a little bit of interest and make this palatable for this client. Let's work out some terms so we don't end up taking a 70, 80, 100% loss on this money. We can still get our money back. And that's exactly what the lender decided to do. They decided to give this woman a fixed, basically close the cars off, turn it into a fixed installment loan with a low interest rate. She kept her word, didn't miss a payment, paid it all off, submitted the application with me and got approved instantly, damn near before I can hit the submit button good. She got approved instantly for a new quality credit card at a $6,000 limit. And it was mind blowing for me, as simple as it was, because I stopped and thought about how many people allow their debts, myself included at one point in time in the past, get all the way to the charge off or collection level because we ball up in a hole, we run away, we hide, we cry, we whine, and give up, versus just having a straightforward conversation and allowing the lender to meet us somewhere in the middle. So I wanted to put this out as a quick PSA, not to give up on negotiating. You can still get access to capital, still get instant approvals in a very short window of time, even if you ran into a financial hardship with the same financial institution that you're applying with. It's all about timing and understanding how to keep that bank from taking a loss. If you communicate effectively and communicate timely, I can assure you most lenders are going to work with you because they have full incentive to do so. This keeps them from missing out on all of their money or large chunks of the original amount of money that they lent out to you. So it's much better for them to at least get their principal back and not get the interchange fees, maybe not get as much interest, but get their principal back, than to take a loss on the interchange fees and the interest and still lose large chunks of the principal. So comment down below. Let me know what you think about this strategy, or let me know what you think about this, kind of a quick PSA or light reminder tap on the shoulder about how to manage if you end up in a financial hardship. Let me know if you've been there before or you know of somebody who's in that position now. Share this with them or guide them with this advice. Comment down below and let me know if you have run into a hardship, maybe give some context on who it was or what the scenario was and maybe how you got yourself out of it or what you wish you would have done differently. To all my pioneers, welcome back. To my new viewers, welcome in. Like, comment, share, subscribe, super thanks, boost, support the video, support the channel so the channel can continue to support and reinvest back into you. Constantly putting out content that doesn't have a bunch of clickbait, funnels, and it's actionable information that can help you generally and genuinely up-level your credit scores, your banking relationship, your overall finances, access capital, grow, scale a business, etc. So support the channel so the channel can continue to reinvest back into and support you. If you want to tie in with me on Instagram, links down below. If you want to work with me one-on-one and see a curated list of areas that I specialize in, get in the description down below for that as well. Other than that, I want each and every one of you to stay focused, stay in motion. I'll see y'all soon.